Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next installment of D6, streamed live on Twitch, YouTube and Mixer, as well as recorded later for YouTube, because we're going to have to do some editing bits here or there somewhere. But that's not the point right now. Point is, we're here to have some more Dungeons & Dragons fun times, and if you have any questions throughout the stream, be sure to let us know and say to us what you like, don't like, and, well, what you're confused about. This is, well, it's time for fun. Simple as that. Enough about me. Anyway, let me introduce our players and characters for today's session. Joining me first, he is the gnome that likes to swing his pole, kind of like a golf club, the majority of the time. It's the gnome monk, Ericust.
Helicopter stick. Helicopter stick. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Just impressed for chicks with your helicopter stick. Very nice. AKA great for better purposes. And I'm also joined by, he's the dwarf that knows what it means when you say stiff brew. This, of course, our dwarven brewmaster, Venric, aka Ryan.
Hello folks, it is I, Venric. How you the devil are you? Hope you're having many alcohol. If not, get more alcohol in you.
D6 to 9 doors
drink
produce
wisely.
alcoholism. But we kind of do.
Oh yeah, drink wisely.
Hello, by the way, Die Bra Meester. It's nice to see you on the stream this evening. I'm also joined by our tiefling shapeshifter that always seems to travel into the realms of the wormling, under the grounds that she likes wormlings. It is, of course, Callista, aka Kerry.
Because motherfucking wormlings, they're basically big old cute reptiles. Fuck yeah.
I keep on forgetting you are reptile gal. Of course.
Why do you think I'm like this?
That is a fair point. Very fair point. And last but not least, we're also joined by Dwarf Paladin Extraordinaire, who waves his big fat smiting "I will one-shot the final boss of Season 1" in the air. It's Ziskin Baleful.
Praise the sun, blaze it and praise it, my dudes.
AKA Nathan, for people that are interested. So throughout the stream, just to let you know about the overlay quickly before we get cracking. Yes, hope you enjoyed. If you have any criticisms, be sure to let me know. Down below, of course, you got the social links, you got the D6 logo, and some of the actual character sheets that I put together. Give you an idea of what these characters are possibly capable of doing. I don't have everything on there, just to leave things out. Okay.
What, basically getting everyone drunk then, Dom?
Well, yeah, basically.
Or
So,
whoring them out.
oh, gotta haul it. Right. Especially you. Anyway, let's get cracking. So, at the end of the last episode, we can come to the agreement that there is new bad guy. Big bad, known as D, has been revealed to people, as well as a interesting samurai character that pretty much owned you guys.
Left us with one.
I totally let him win.
I still pushed him back a good 10 foot, you know.
No, I got a critical on him, I think I last remember. I kicked his ass.
And did no
Pretty
damage.
good.
Left us with 1 HP.
Look,
The last I checked, I kind
Small
of went to
print.
town.
all I'm gonna say is kind of some like Urahara from Bleach kind of shit, where he's just like, "You can't touch me."
Nice.
Yep.
But after the events of that, some you guys decided, oh, let's visit the blacksmith, see if we can't just up our stuff, just in case it happens again. So, what we're going to do is, this is now roughly a week after that experience happened, and we're going to go over you guys basically getting your equipment back from the blacksmith, and seeing what he's done to it all. So, we're going to go through with you one by one, find out what you asked for, and what you're getting. What was that, Ryan?
Can I just been staying at the pub because I didn't do anything at the blacksmith? Just,
Well, of course.
just having a couple of pints.
Yeah, of course, that's absolutely fine. Because that's how you really use the blacksmith. Take him out for drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Done. So, get things started off. Callista, what did you want to get sorted by the blacksmith?
I thought I already had asked him about a rapier.
Yes.
Fancy
Yes, it was that.
pointed
It was that rapier that had his family embroidery on it, if I do remember.
Yes.
Yes. You already
yes.
bought that and owned it, don't you?
Yes.
That's fine. Screw you then.
Okay.
Well, you've got your present, so that's fine. I believe it was Ziskin and Ericus put stuff in to get sorted out. Let's go over Ericus first. What was it that you asked
Put
to
the
get
ball
done?
into glove.
A ball into glove, and those were like your spike gauntlet things that you got from that shadow.
Yeah. Well, the cloud I punched in the face, then shot the laser beam through the wall, and then just beat upon his unconscious body until it stopped being dead. I mean, stop being alive.
And it was pretty
Alive.
good.
I mean, it can stop being dead if you want it to be.
You,
But
I mean,
Not wrong. Not wrong. So, you guys
Yeah,
have
that.
approached the blacksmith, and as you do, Mr. Blacksmith sees you guys coming. He's like, "Ah, patrons! Ah." But then realizes it's you guys. It's just like, "Ah, patrons, I've actually got work for, damn it." So he goes to get some bits from around the back. Just goes, master. I'm getting tongue-tied this evening already, and we only just started.
It's
Master,
my alcohol, Dom. It's getting to you.
it really is. Master Gnome, are you interested to see what I've done with your glove and ball?
Ericus?
Ericus is Dedicus.
Ericus is none of
Yeah.
his existence.
look, look, he's not good at focusing on things.
That's
Also,
fair.
totally did not accidentally mute myself.
Technical difficulties.
Is it done? Is it done? It's done.
Okay, so he goes like behind his little counter that he has, whips out like a black cloak with like bits on it, unveils it, and reveals the gauntlets that now has ingrained in like a socket underneath one of the gauntlets the actual orb that houses Susan.
I'm pulling that shit. I'm just gonna grab it, pull it on, and then just like stretch the hand out and just have Susan come out of it.
It's weird. And like Susan, like when you like put out your hand and like want Susan to come out, it's like as if Susan's liquid form wraps around your hand first, then goes to the floor and just she rises up from there.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And it's just like, that was an experience I did not enjoy.
Sorry. I thought it would be easier than just having something just sticking on my hip all the time.
I find this quandary accurate. I understand. And she just nods in agreement that it was a good idea.
Okay,
Okay,
you,
so
you can go back in now. You can
that
go
was
back
your
in now.
stuff. Ziskin, you asked for something special to be done with your trusty battle axe, wasn't it?
It was indeed. I just wanted it, just being improving, looking after, and obviously he appreciated the craftsmanship of the fine axe, and I just wanted him to give a bit of tender love and care, see what he could do with it, see if he could improve anything for it.
Which was awesome. So, what he does is, again, goes underneath his counter, whips out a black cloak that obviously houses your axe in it. And as he rolls it out, you see this axe gleaming. Like, you look at those blades and it's like, holy shit. Like, you have not seen the blades that shiny. You would think ever. Because this has been a family heirloom. Like, and you clocked onto this when the blacksmith held it for the first time and realised how gorgeous the craftsmanship was. And he holds this up in his hands first, presents it to you, like properly, as if you could just grab on and start swinging. And just goes, "Now, lad, I've got one question before you use that thing outside of my workshop. See that
Of
dummy
course.
over there? Hit it."
Yeah. The dummy?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a sandbagged dummy with like a target reticle on it.
Yeah.
Would you like to hit the dummy?
You want to see it in action?
Yes, do it.
With pleasure. I just take the axe from his hand and I'm just gonna give it a quick glance over. I'm happy with the work he's done, and I'm just gonna line up and just get into position, just take a good swing at this dummy.
Very nice. Roll the attack.
Boy, this is where I can guarantee it's just gonna miss completely.
The people of the stream, by the way, notice me looking to one side a lot because I have this, which I will show on stream. I have a Surface Pro with Roll20 on it, so I can monitor the actual dice rolls and have a bit of fun. So no, I'm not drifting off into La La Land.
Which part do you want in that bit of the movie?
Oh, very nice.
I don't know if it's... Yeah.
Okay, so roll the 16 to hit, and you hit. You swing against the dummy, and as you do, like you notice the hit, you slash, and as you look at it, like the gash just opens up so deep into the dummy that the stuffing just collapses out, and even like part of the lower part of where you cut in the abdomen area just like flops to the ground.
I'm giggling like a little girl. I'm just gonna give him an extra 5 gold for such a good job.
He'll take that 5 gold, put it in his pocket, and just wink.
Thank you, kind sir.
Now he does look at you. He just goes, "Now, lad, I know you wanted only a tune-up, but I love that craftsmanship so hard. I think I worked on that a little bit more than I should have. Its killing power is, well, a little bit better than you thought it would be. So,
Oh, okay.
So, do me a favor. On your character sheet, what is the damage of your battle axe?
It is 1d8 plus strength.
What if I told you it is now 1d10 plus strength?
I'd be happy with that.
There you go. Update that shit. And it is yours.
If it wants to let me.
And if you want to, you may now rename your battle axe as Battle Axe of Family's Honor. Now you understand that it has your lineage behind it. Sweet. So, you're all there, like Ziskin's just like in pure awe of like his new fancy weaponry. But the rest of you can either be like slightly amused or just like, yeah, I've got balls in my arm when it comes to Eric.
Pretty much. I'm just having fun. I'm just like kind of just experimenting with a little dagger blade.
Poke.
Well, I'm moving on to my next part.
Brilliant. So you, after you're done there, you track down Venric at one of the bars, and when you do, you set yourselves up, and Ziskin's just like tapping you on the shoulder, just go, "Dude, my axe is so shiny." Like, he's just so still in awe about everything. But whilst you're chilling out of this bar, you got a local courier coming into the bar, and he just goes, "I've got parcels here for an Ericus, Venric, Callisto, and Ziskin."
That's me.
Hey.
Please stop! I had no idea about.
So you guys just turn around, making it obvious who you guys are. He comes up to you, and this is like an orcish courier. Just like he's wearing like a regular drabby shirt, but you can see patched into his work like a little logo of like his couriering company just on there. And when he comes up to you, he's like, "Right, that's for you, that's for you, that's for you, and that's for you." And he gives you all a pretty sizable parcel, and the parcel is like big enough to fit a book, like a pretty sizable book.
Feels like Christmas.
So, would you guys like to open your gifts?
I would like to ask who it's from first.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm already mid-opening it, even while she's asking this.
I turn around and fucking slap you. Damn it, Ericus!
So you turn around and ask him, "Who's this from?" He just looks at you and just goes, "Special delivery from the king himself."
Ooh, I'm going to open that instantly.
I'm gonna shake my box violently.
I'm going to wait.
Okay. Fair enough. So, like, Venrix is just shaking it
Yeah,
really
right,
hard
yeah.
against him, and there's, like, nothing rattling. It's just solid. Just a very solid thing. Ericus is just fastly ripping it to shreds, thinking, "Present on this!" And, Callista's is like, "Woo!" Now that she knows it could be a shiny thing, opening it up. So, you notice that Ericus and Callista are now proud owners of a very, very intricately ornated book that seems to have the logo of Dagboulder on it, which is like a castle with like a strong like rock in front of it, like a tinier rock, and the rock gleams when you move the book around as if it's made of a different material. So it like shines off of the embroidery. It's actually quite nice.
The second I see it's from Dagboulder, like with that embroidery and stuff on it, I open it up straight away.
Lovely. Are you opening yours up yet, Venric, or are you still shaking?
I'm trying to figure out how it works to open. How do I open this thing? I'm just like looking at the box, like, how does this open?
Do you need a hand with that?
I'm just looking at you and Ericus like, can you even read?
Bearing in mind, I did slice open the wrapping with my brand new axe.
They're just being very careful, as if to go, I will use this for everything.
Exactly.
Well, considering I'm so drunk, I'm just like looking at the box, like, it's a box. It's nothing but a box.
I'm just
Okay.
flipping through the pages. I'm just quickly flipping through all the pages. Are there
Looking for
pictures in
pretty
the book?
pictures.
Now
Are
the
there
thing is,
pretty pictures in the book?
Ericus, you look through the pages, you just see blank white pages throughout.
This is the worst picture book ever.
Disappointed!
I have a feeling we might have to do something with these books. They probably have to be read under some kind of light
because
or
you're
something.
flicking through the pages, you notice that one of the pages, like suddenly a piece of paper just falls onto the floor from one of the pages.
Out of whose book?
Out of Ericus' book.
Ericus, paper.
Can you read it? Or do I need to?
Can you read it?
Nothing on it. It's literally blank. I can't do anything with this.
Okay, does anyone want to read it on his behalf?
I will, because I'm like, I have to count his money for him now,
The
apparently.
page is literally blank. There's nothing on here.
In before it's in
I'm
one.
opening my present.
So have we all got the same book then?
You've all got, like, basically the same book with the same embroidery on it, and you've all noticed that by this point, if you've opened the book and had a look through a couple of the pages, it's all blank, but you've all got the same piece of paper within the book.
Does the piece of paper
Every
all
page.
say the same thing, or is it different for each person?
Well, you got to find out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it then.
Okay, so you find your bit of paper and you open it up, and it says, "Dear Ziskin, I am ever so grateful for all of your hard work during that of the Shockjammer campaign, as well as your assistance with helping us at the gates not too long ago. I understand that there is a long journey ahead for both you and your compatriots, and with that, I have granted you and your compatriots a series of books. These books are all the same in nature, and these books do one thing. If you are ever split from one another on your travels, these books will chronicle what happens with your teammates that are not with you."
That's pretty nifty.
What?
Hello.
Whoa! What the hell was that?
I think someone
Rest-
broke.
It's scary. There we go.
There we go. Everything just crashed.
I think
Hello?
it was me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bing bong noise.
Shit, sorry guys.
Yeah, rape.
Everything's knocked.
Edit
Did
in
it
post.
did it just do like a really loud pitched noise?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. I don't know why it did that.
No, you're not.
very weird.
Yeah, fucking I want to deafen all of you.
Right, so you've realised that that's the case with these books, but the letter continues slightly and goes, These books are simply known as the Books of Chronicling. Together, they are known to chronicle each other's adventures wherever they may be. So if one is far from another, they will chronicle the adventures of the ones that are farther away. So effectively,
So it's basically
It's like a medieval mobile phone.
kind of, I guess.
in a way,
I like it.
It's like, if anything, it's like basically social media.
it's
But in
a
book.
living Facebook.
It is a literal Facebook, except it's not got a face.
Could draw a face on it.
I could draw a face on it.
If
Oh
only you
my
had
god,
a
there's
pencil.
a
pencil.
mustache.
Or quill.
It's in there.
I'm gonna test it out, and I'm just gonna draw dick butt in one of the pages.
Got that.
Okay, so like you just like whip out like a quill that's pre-inked, and you're just like drawing like an ornate dick butt in one of the pages. But as you draw it into the page, it gets absorbed by the page and seems to vanish.
Told him what?
Guys, check your books.
I open my book.
Yeah.
Okay, so Callisto and Ericus check their books. There
I'm
is no
flicking through
dick butt.
pages.
No dick
Oh,
butt.
well, I've
Yeah,
been
it'll
sent
be-
to someone else.
Yeah.
It's
Would you like to-
Voldemort, I told you.
Would you like to read the remainder of the letter?
Can I
Yes.
drink an ale?
Oh yeah, by all means. I'm drinking.
I'll read the remainder of the letter then, and before it gets sent to them.
Okay, so the next part of the letter says, the trick is with these books is that if you try writing or drawing anything inside of them, the book will remember nothing. The book remembers everything that your compatriots do automatically and records what their adventures are doing automatically without them having to write anything inside of their books.
Ah.
So any, and it like keeps on going on saying like, so any major events that occur automatically get recorded inside these pages so that all of you can read and stay in touch.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it won't do the minor things, but it'll do the major things then.
Basically, so if someone died, for example,
Oh, someone blew up a giant tower.
basically, yes,
With a giant
Okay.
lid in there.
that is one thing. Yes.
Okay, that's pretty
The letter goes on to conclude, and saying, upon gaining this book, I leave you with one final task. You may remember that I brought up about the City of Clockwork, that is known more so across the land as Orthrond o' Clockwork.
Yes.
With this knowledge, I hereby ask you if you would be honoured to take on the role of going to the City of Clockwork in my stead, to warn the proprietor of the city of what could potentially be the coming war.
Yes.
Road trip!
Not that he can hear me, but I mean, he might have a book and it says.
I suppose so.
I think it's just drabble with even more thanks. Signed yours truly, and thankfully, King of Dagboulder.
Was that just Ziskin's letter then? Do we
Well-
all have to read our own, or does it kind of?
Well, if you all want to
All
read
into-
your own separate ones, go ahead.
I like to read mine.
Well, have you worked out how to get into yours yet?
Yes, I have. I've started to flick through the pages I have done.
Fantastic. So you just beat up the box, and all you see is like a beat up box with some some slight ale drippings on it because you tried so hard to spat on it and everything.
Oh yeah, totally.
I just slowly hand the letter to Callista.
And then I explain everything. And then pat him on the head.
So you all open up letters, Callista opening up Ericus as well as hers, and you realise they're all pretty much the same, all asking about the City of Clockwork, and all like with the dedicated message. It was very much a copy and paste job, with some slight changes in the thanks, but your names are very much written in all the pages. And as I said, each and every one of you have been asked to go to the City of Clockwork in his stead.
Okay.
However, there is something extra added into Callista's message.
Oh! Was it something about my booty?
Wait.
Stroke
God
1 on innuendo bingo.
Innuendo bingo. We'll be bringing this up at the end of the stream, don't get me wrong. So, the little message at the end of your letter says something a little bit extra. And it says, P.S. You're the only one who can read this message. But if you want to share this with everyone else, you can. It's like,
Yeah.
you may head to the City of Clockwork via 2 means. The first is by travelling there by foot, and then in brackets says this could take a very long time. Or whilst holding these books, you can say a certain word that should, the fact that he's put it in quotation marks, automatically transport you to the city.
Okay, so why is it only me that's got that then?
Well, you carry on with that note, and it says, I've only given this to you because, quite frankly, you seem to be the only sane person on this team.
Oh, thanks, man.
P.S. You're
Could you actually
saying...
reiterate that information, however?
I get a little bit angry, but come on.
Hey, you don't know if it says that yet. I'm
Yeah.
the only one that can read it.
Yeah.
Hell. Mentally, I'm upset. I don't know why I'm upset, but I'm upset.
Meta, somewhat mentally. There you go. Okay, so shall I'll say the message, but at the end I said, oh, and the king likes you very, very much.
Still feel somehow that was sarcastic.
So how
Hey,
comes we
you
don't have
can't-
this at the end of
I
our
could-
letter?
Because I sorry. I
Roll
had
for
something.
initiative, roll for intimidation, Dom.
No. I should roll my charisma to be like, yeah, you believe that the king really likes you.
Oh, here we go. What? Okay, Kerry, I've got something for
Yeah.
this. I've got something for this. Bear with me.
Alright.
Just gonna remind myself, because I'm gonna let you roll for something. I want you to roll me a deception check.
Oh,
To
God,
see
okay.
if you can bluff the party.
Please, I want to see how this goes.
I've got 22.
You successfully bluff, and everyone just believes. Regal.
I want to chatting bullshit.
Wipe
There's just-
sweat off my
even
brow.
though Ziskin's happy, there's a part of him going, "This is bullshit, man."
And then I just pat him on the head again.
They're saying that I'm too drunk to actually make any calls. I'm just like, okay.
Nice.
But yeah, I say to them about how we can either transport via the book or walk. The fact that he's,
Nath walking.
yeah, it's just weird how he's given us the option to do that. Why he couldn't just tell us all that? I don't know. That's what I'm confused about. Just feel like it seems a pretty obvious answer just to teleport straight there.
Well,
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's optional.
but-
You know, some people might be
but-
allergic to teleportation.
You can believe that?
Though saying that, we might miss something on our walk, but I know it'll take
Yeah,
ages.
but I can turn into a motherfucking horse. And
Leave
all
everyone
three of them.
behind.
Carry all three of us.
I don't know. Let's have a look. I'll look at my. I don't know. It's just my preferred transformation, apparently. So I could probably. Let's have a look. What would I have to look for actually to see if I can carry everyone?
Well, okay, that's if you were transformed into your horse form, right?
Yeah.
If you were in your horse form, the best you would be able to carry is one of the dwarves and elephants.
Oh, one of you guys can just fuck off.
I'm super strong, so I probably won't be able to be me and the gnome because of how dense I am.
Don't say that. I don't think Callista will be able to pick me up and my cake and the.
Hey, I ain't picking anyone up.
This is the only
You're the
problem
one that's supposed to hop on.
because Venric has the keg and Ziskin has heavy armor. It's gonna be a struggle if you want to carry more than.
I still think we should walk.
So Callista did tell us that we can use this word, right?
Yes.
But it's not. He never said anything about what word it is.
Not yet.
I haven't, no, because I think I have to say it, so I haven't said what the word is in case of fear of it accidentally teleporting us away.
Is it the bird? Is it
I would have
bird,
thought
bird,
we'd probably have to, like,
is it bird?
we might not be the only people that's been given this book. There's more than just us, so we might have to say it individually anyway.
Maybe.
I want to test it. What's the word? I want to test it.
It's peanut butter.
Okay, Ziskin, I have to ask you: is this an intimidation?
Yes.
Intimidate. Roll for it.
Wow.
It's a 20. Okay, so you're just like, I want to test it. Like you're still like so hyped from the axe thing. You're like, come on, let's make the day even more badass.
I'm just like, I suppose if I go there, you can probably see on the book where it sent me and whether it's safe or because it would probably log me performing this action, so you should be able to see it because I'd technically be a distance away from you guys.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
So, what
But
would
I'd
I
also
have
recommend
to say?
not saying it out loud. Just
okay,
if you're gonna show me what it is, just show me what it is. Don't say it out loud.
So what happens is you're so intimidated that you're just like, fine. You actually give him the note, and he reads that little message at the end, and he notices the part that says the king only thought you were them so sane.
I was just like, right, and then I'm
But
gonna
upon
say.
reading that, you notice, okay, first you have to be holding the book in some way or form. So you put it into one of your hands, or you like grasp it with both your hands. How are you holding the book?
Well, first of all, I'd say it's probably best if we go outside, just in case of any magical effects this book makes. I don't want to destroy a potential tavern.
That's
Yeah,
very
let's
smart.
go somewhere where it's clear.
That's very
Not
smart.
my house of home of ale.
Exactly.
So like you come outside, Venric like kind of being forced to do it, even though he's like, oh, he's sad that he's leaving his beer behind. But before he does, he just quickly goes back, chugs it, and then walks out.
Just chug it, yeah. Okay,
So
well, I'm still
just
outside.
standing outside of a tavern. It's in like the Malcolmite district, and yeah. So you're reading the message as it's like you're holding it as if you're holding the book in both hands, but you've got the message flipped open, so you're reading it whilst you're holding it in case anything needs to be done. So you read it, and it says the word you must say is teleport al Orflund.
I say that. Teleport al Orfund.
Boom! You vanish.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Right, okay, so... What's my surrounding?
So
It better not be like this Harry Potter kind of thing where you say the wrong thing and you end up somewhere else.
Around you at this moment in time, it's like as if you're going like through like interplane tunnel that's like bursting with like purples and blues and stars going past you, and it's like some trippy shit. If any of you opened up your books, you might be able to see something inside of them.
I would like to open my book.
Benwick opens up his book, and upon opening up, you see a passage that starts to write out in your book saying, Ziskin has cast the magic words and is currently travelling towards Orfland, the City of Clockwork.
That's shit.
I'll pass this message on to my group. He's travelling through the book. Travelling.
Could we not look at our own books to see that though?
Yes. So if you
Okay, so
if you opened up your own books, you read and it says the exact same passage.
okay, cool. I explained to Ericus.
I get.
So who wants to go next?
I will.
Okay.
I forgot what I had to say.
Would you think it's safe to go just yet? I mean, I don't know what the surroundings are first. It might not
That's
even
true.
take me there. It just says I'm traveling.
Yeah.
Traveling there. It doesn't know where it's going to throw me. I might
You're
not be
still in
safe.
mid-travel. Yeah.
Yeah. So it depends if you guys want to wait until I get there and make sure it's safe, because I am tank man.
That is true. Okay, then we'll. Who is in agreement of waiting? Ryan just disappeared.
I mean, I'd probably do that.
Like you're a little bit confused anyway, so you just think, I'll wait. Don't worry, I'll wait. Like, that's a trick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we should wait until Siskin has landed.
I'm gonna just go for it. Enough it.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Do you remember?
God
Do
damn
you
it.
remember the phrase?
No.
You were too drunk to concentrate on it. So to remind you, the phrase was "teleport our Orphan."
Teleport out.
Poof! You start traveling through space and time, through the purple travels of tunnel travels.
I swear
And
to Christ, if
you actually see Ziskin in
else.
the tunnel, and you're like both in the same travel instance as each other. And as that's happening, again, a passage writes out in Callista's and Ericus books, saying, Venric has said the magic words and is now currently travelling towards Orphan, the City of Clockwork.
Can I just like maneuver
Yeah,
myself
I mean,
so I start
but-
flying next to Venric and be like, "Hey, Venric, passes me a beer."
If I can pass you one, you're more than welcome to one.
So
Hey.
it's like you exchange like drinks in the void, as you're just thinking, I don't know how long this takes.
Well, I think me and Ericus should go ahead and do it then to follow up. I forgot what to say. Teleport something.
Teleport our Orphan.
Orflond.
Orphan.
Orfrond. Okay.
Yes. So, but the thing is, with Ericus and as he is, do you want to do it at the same time to make sure that Ericus gets it right?
Well, what if we hold hands?
That could work.
Would that-
By the way, Ericus, is Susan still out of this moment, or was Susan back?
Oh
in
no,
the
I put it back in the moment I got
Good.
after I had it out the first time.
Don't want to leave
So wait,
Susan
just like-
behind.
No, got that glove on.
Okay, so like
Even
you,
if she was though, I'd have it come back in.
so like you position yourselves like opposite one another, and like Callista's like guiding him through it. It's like, okay, then you stand like this, get your book like this, and then you say,
Teleport. I forgot.
for God's sake, teleport or Orphrond.
Teleport or front?
Boom! And you're
Yay!
and you are now travelling in the void with Ziskin and Venric as they're just having a casual bevy.
Do you want a beer?
Go on then.
Hey, there we go.
Like you're all just enjoying like flying beer drinkies. Ericus,
Yeah,
did you say it?
teleport on Gostron.
Boom! And you're also in the space void. And as you're all in the void, you know, you're just
I
all,
can fly.
you're just like all like chilling out, like some of you taking a drink and all that. You notice it's taking a while still, not like days, but it's taking like a good few minutes after you've all now jumped into the void.
Guys, how long has it been?
I don't know. I'm currently drinking. I'm enjoying this. I'm off my feet.
Well, me and Venric have been here for approximately half a pint, so you know, I go.
Off a pint, keep up, Paladin.
I was
Oh, my
gonna
cake.
say I don't think Venric's on half a pint.
Like I said, a good 30 seconds.
So, like, put into perspective, 5 minutes have passed, and you've been in the void for 5 minutes. And as this has suddenly happened, all of a sudden, you notice that in this void, coming up ahead of you, seems to be like a curved dip down, and you're heading straight towards it.
Roller coaster.
I move into the flow, just like you do when you're on those holiday flumes. You move into the flow so you go down faster.
So now you're like the lead of the group.
Whee!
I'm just gonna hug my little bunny bird thing.
Oh yeah, you have that.
No, that's cool.
Still haven't thought of a
My
name.
hands are gonna be like I just don't care. Like, woo, faster, faster, faster.
So you're all flying towards it. All of a sudden, like the dip down takes you all like kind of surprised. As all of a sudden it speeds you up to no end, as if it's like doubled or even tripled your speed time as you're dropping directly downward. And as some of you start looking down, you notice the floor materializing and creating a desert plain floor. As all of a sudden, you are now standing on sand.
Can I be actually belly flop straight onto sand, Dom, instead? Just
Oh
like,
yeah, by all means.
pow, straight.
Just belly flop on sand, like you tried to get up from it and it's left like your print on it and you're like, yes. Celebratory drink for that.
Oh yes.
I want to try to do like a front, like kind of just do a front flip and try to land feet first.
Nice. You know what? Roll me an acrobatics check.
Not gonna lie, I was hoping you'd say that.
I want to see this.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Five.
It's
Face first.
it's a critical fail.
Yes.
So you go to do a
Breaks his
front
neck.
flip and you're just thinking, I've got this. You go to do one front flip and you've done 2, done 3, done 4. Midway through your 5th, all of a sudden everyone lands, and when you land, you've landed face first into the sand and your head's underneath the sand.
Brilliant. I just pray that I don't start sinking because of the weight of my armor.
Well, that's the thing. Even though it felt like you landed with a ton of force, you realised there wasn't actually. It didn't seem like you landed with a ton of force. It just seems as if you just stepped into place.
Snowfall.
It was kind of like as if you had featherfall put on you at the last second, just to ease the drop.
Even though I belly flopped onto the sand.
Oh yeah, so that was belly flop that didn't feel like anything. It just, like for you, it just felt as if, did I just like rub my belly in this?
Okay.
So Ericus, your head is underneath sand right now. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god.
See how this goes.
Can I pull him up by his feet, by his ankle?
Sure, we'll see how this goes first.
So Constitution, you say?
Yes. It's good. It's
That's gonna be
fine.
worse.
It's a
Could be
10 on the
worse.
Constitution saving throw. So effectively, like you're trying to like budge and pull yourself out. You just put your hands out and just pop your head out, like shaking your head around to get all like the sand out of your ears and stuff.
I got it in my mouth. Ow.
Nice.
Is it incredibly hot out? Since we're in a desert. Or what we assume is a desert.
Well, that's the strange thing. You like you're in a desert landscape at the moment. Actually, that's a good point. Do you guys want to explore your surroundings?
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
Everyone, roll me an investigation check.
Roll for me, please, Dom.
Oh yes.
I got 17.
Investigation.
Let's have a look. Onward.
Really?
Damn.
Apparently investigation isn't even on my thing.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I'm missing one as well. Can't remember which one it is.
Apparently investigation is not there. I just roll a d20 anyway, I have 10 intelligence.
Yeah, that'll do. Bear with me. My
11.
the character sheet for Venric's just loading for me. Unless anyone else is able to access it faster than I can.
Let me have a
I
look.
can't.
We can
I've
only
tried
access
all
our
of
own.
Oh yeah, of course, we can only access our own. Forgot about that. Annoying.
Yeah.
If I hit the show to players button, can you see it now?
Oh,
No.
Then
I
it's popped up on
see the
mine.
box, but don't see the actual.
Yeah, it just bio and
Ouch.
info, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Never mind. Let
We
me
can't
let me
see
let me
anything.
reload. Might just be a bit of a pain in the bum. Ah, here we go now. Just needed a redo.
Another
that.
one.
That one, you bloody twat. Oh, for fuck's sake! There we go. It's the only
The
problem
alcohol
I do
is
have.
getting to you.
If it requires intricate dresses, then my large fingers are not the best.
Intro
Let's
mic.
see. Investigation. Oh, you have a +0 on it anyway. Let me roll a 20 for you. Oh, you get. well done, Venric. You crit.
He sees everything.
He's drunk though.
Everything.
Drunken perception.
Everything.
I see
So-
the grains and the
Yes.
sand.
Let's have a look and see how we all did. Okay, so Ziskin, you
19.
look around the place, and you see a lot of sand.
Nice
Space-
sand.
That's a lot of sand. As for Ericus, Callista, and especially Venric, you guys see this expanse of desert that seems to keep going on. But you notice that all of you are facing one direction, and Ziskin's facing in the opposite direction, hence why he can only see sand. In the direction that you're looking at, you can see this amazing series of structures that are moving as if they're ticking. Moving, as you would say, like clockwork. And you see this gigantic series of structures in front of you, culminating in a big glass tower that has clockwork working both in and outside of it, with a big.
Can I turn
block
this
in the
head
tower.
around?
Say that again.
Turns my head
Can I-
around.
Can I turn Ziskin around so he faces the right direction?
Yeah, of course. You just you just elbow button. It's just Ziskin, this way.
Come on. Oh shit. Oh
And
yeah.
you
That's
you
pretty
just
cool.
turn around. It's oh, that's City of Clockwork.
How far away are we from it?
It's literally about you're 20 feet from where the opening these gates are. Now these gates
Wow.
are made of glass, but inside of the glass is
Close,
just
and I was just facing the
ticking
wrong way.
clockwork. Basically,
Fair
hello
enough.
Saber, by the way, in the chat. Hope you're doing well. So you are now looking at Orthrund, the City of Clockwork.
Is it hot? Is it is it warm in this desert dome?
It's a little bit warmer than it normally would. As you guys would normally be thinking, it's a desert, it's sunny out. Why isn't it hotter than you expect it to be? You have a strange feeling that there might be something magically happening that's causing the heat to stay at a level that's a little bit hotter than usual, maybe a bit tropical, but not crazy.
Can I do an Arcana check to find out?
Yeah, you know what? Do it.
Do it for me, please, then, Dom, because I got no roll 20.
Oh yeah, of course, I need to go back. Jack, do it again. Open up your character sheet. Here we go.
Arcana's intelligence again.
You
No.
get +3 on your Arcana. That is, you get 21.
Ooh, not
I'm
bad.
rolling good for you. I hope it does the same for me if I start rolling. Probably not. Now that I've jinxed it. Okay. So effectively, you do an Arcana check. You just swig a bit of beer in order to concentrate a little bit. And as you concentrate, yes, you can definitely sense some magical energies about, emanating from the city that just seems to be regulating the temperature. You don't know whether it's magic that's being manipulated by an individual or magic that's tied to the clockwork, but you know it's magic of some kind.
Excellent. I'll keep this information to myself.
Ooh, cheeky. Right, so to put into perspective, in front of you is a big gate, as I said, made of glass with intricate pieces of clockwork inside of it ticking away.
I want to.
I'm gonna go up to the door and knock on it.
Okay.
Knock, knock. Open up the door. It's real.
No, I'm just gonna knock on the door.
It's like you go up to the gates, you go to knock on it, and you're worried that the glass is like going to be like kind of hard, but it's not too hard. It's kind of like similar to like a wooden door, strangely enough. You hit it, like, how do you knock?
I'm gonna knock, like, just like, I suppose, like, with the side helmet, just like, hello, we're here, just like, you know, like with a hammer kind of thing, just like trying to go, yeah, but trying to get someone's attention. Just go, by the way, could you open up, please? We're
Can
out
I-
here."
Can I ask something before we actually knock on the door? So, what's the main reason we're like at this place again? I know
Well-
we're supposed to be here for the king, but why is the king supposed to be there?
Well,
Basically, let them know that he needs to die before everything goes to crap.
after the events of a previous episode, actually, you know what? Roll me a history check.
Okay.
See if you can rejig your memory.
Yeah, nah.
Nah, man. Nah. Have a look.
Got 13.
Trying to move this out of the way. God. I think we're done. What did you get, sorry?
13.
Oh, lovely. Use your history and you just think to, okay, why are we here again? And then you recollect after what happened with that samurai and you made your way back to the king. But the king brought up to his advisors about the City of Clockwork and said that there is something of importance that he needs to know. And then you remember one of his close companions bringing up that an artifact should still be held within these walls.
Ooh, okay.
Can I knock on the door yet?
Oh yeah, go for it. So
Yes.
you go on up, you knock on said door, you're like, hello, we're here. We did the thing.
Like, hello, anyone gonna not open it? Hello, someone
Basically.
answer, please.
Yeah.
What? Go on, man.
So like you're knocking up the door, and all of a sudden, like you hear like this like ticking, and all this clinching and clacking, and the gate doesn't open yet. Instead, you notice from the side, you hear like this rolling noise across the sand, and as you look to the side, a ball rolls on over to you, and all of a sudden, clicking and clacking outside of the ball, forms a humanoid being made completely out of clockwork with a glass dome over its head with intricate smaller pieces of clockwork that seems to resemble its brain, as it looks at you and goes, "State your business at Orphrund, City of Clockwork."
We've been sent by the king of dwarves.
Which king of dwarves is this, outsider?
Shit, what was his name again?
Do I still have the note?
You do still have a note, yes.
I just give the robot. The note.
Like you just go up to a robot, like you just like pull one of his mechanical legs and you're like, note.
Just hand the note. I don't say anything. I just give him the note.
Yeah, just give him a note. So he takes the note from you, reads it, doesn't clock on to what your names are or anything, but sees
clock
that
on.
it is signed and even stamped by the King of Dagboulder. And as soon as he realizes this, he gives you back the note, curls back into a ball, rolls back from where he came from, and as he does, it just kind of leaves you guys waiting for like an odd
Keep
moment.
rolling.
This is some droid shit from Star Wars right here.
And then all of a sudden, you hear like this big monstrous bang as the gate suddenly snaps a little bit and slowly opens up, revealing
Well.
the entrance into the City of Clockwork. You look down and it's this gorgeous, like Broadway style, single route down into the center part of the city to where this magnificent clockwork tower is. And you can see like market stalls, you can see all these different beings like bartering and such. Some are elvish, you clock onto. Others are tiefling. You also clock on that the majority of these people like behind the kiosks are the same clockwork beings, but you've just clocked onto the roll around in balls. And you see an odd few people rolling around in balls, back and forth, going into buildings, and you even see some like jumping in between buildings as well.
So, hang on, Dom. So this is basically the city from the movie Robots.
In a way, yeah. If you want to simplify it, sure.
That's what basically the moment you mentioned the balls, the gun between guns, I'm just like, that sounds just like that one movie.
See, it's times like, okay, I've got to take a moment out from DMing for a moment and just say, Craig has a reputation for not knowing a lot of movies, and yet you know one of my favourites.
Yeah, actually, I was surprised that you knew that movie.
So that's pretty cool. That's great. I'll give you props for that one. So yes, the gates are open. What would you like to do?
I want to look at my and be like, how strong was this?
Like you go up to the gate that's opened up and you like give it like a good shake. It's so sturdy that it doesn't seem to shake for you at all. Even with your
I meant my ale dome, not the gate. I was looking at my ale and see how strong that was.
Oh, so like you just look puzzled towards like one of your pulled bevies and it's just like, damn.
Exactly.
Is there any dwarves around?
You notice no dwarves.
Okay.
Yes.
And what kind of metal are these clockwork constructions made of?
That is a very good question. I want you to roll me, and you know what? Roll me an insight check.
Do I get a bonus because I'm a dwarf and I work with metal?
You know what? I'll let you do it.
Hey.
So
What kind
roll
of
it with
bonus we're talking
advantage.
here? Okay. Well, it's insight's wisdom anyway, so I don't get a bonus to that. Oh.
So roll it again. So you got 8 on your first one. With advantage, you get 13. Nice. So, with the 13, like you notice one of the ornate balls rolling around, and you're trying to notice some like intricate signs of it. It's not a metal you're too familiar with, but you do realise with how it gleams as it's rolling across the sand, it's gold.
Oh, okay.
And you like quickly like you look at like the cogs of the gate. You look at some of the more giant ornate cogs that make bigger parts of the city and parts of like the buildings that are around the place. This city is based in gold.
Oh my god.
Everything is shiny.
And soft, technically.
I'm just gonna say to everyone, I'm not gonna tell them what everything's made of. I'm just like, I have a feeling we might make a lot of money.
Dom,
Yes.
Dom, is there any stone around?
Well, that's the thing. You even though you're around sand and stone like dissolves quite fast if you like edge it against sand, you notice no stone. Everything is smoothly crafted out of glass instead of stone.
I just wanted to know, that was all.
Wait, so if everything's kind of made of glass, does that technically mean one of you... Oh no, this would be two kind of... My character wouldn't know this, would it? Because... So who was it who rolled an Arcana check earlier?
That was myself.
Okay. That was... And you said there was some kind of magic. And technically, if there's...
He kept it to himself.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm saying, like... it's so annoying because... Basically, surely that means it is hot enough to make glass out of sand.
Well, tell you what, do you want to roll an Arcana check to see what the hell's happening with this glass?
Yeah.
To be fair, to make the glass all it would take us a forge anyway.
Yeah, but that's why there's magic, because it's probably it was so hot that it kind of like materialized itself, kind of thing. Like it cooked itself.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So you rolled a 22 on your roll. Effectively, you go up to one of the buildings that is like similar make as the glass with like clockwork inside of it. You touch the glass. You realize this is no ordinary glass. This is like some magically manipulated glass that is not like you would think by touching the glass in this desert with that sun and with it beaming down. This glass is going to be so hot, but as soon as you touch it, burns, singe your fingers off. But it's not. So whatever magics are helping this city control the temperature is also controlling the temperature of the glass itself.
Okay.
I mean,
Wonder
all I
how
know
old-
is everything is shiny. That's what matters.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder how old this place is then.
How about you roll me a history check? Want to find out?
Alright. History, there it is. 21.
21. Bloody hell, someone's got good roll syndrome today.
21.
So I'd assume that's pretty old.
Mhm. You concur. It is old as balls.
So, like,
Woohoo!
this is the thing that you clock onto. You notice that all of this is very shiny, like extremely shiny. Even though it might be magically like enhanced or magically controlled or magically regulated, it's new. Like this gold shines very, very brightly, especially against the sand and against the sun and everything. So although this city has obviously stood for some time, because the king knows about it, it must be of some historical value. The city looks brand new.
Okay.
Dom,
Yes.
can I look for a tavern now?
Tell you what. Roll me
I
an
bet
investigation
there
check and
is.
see if you can find the tavern.
Roll it for me!
Let's find out. Let's
It'd be another flat 20 again, wouldn't it?
And yes, it would be actually. Good call. Yeah, it would. Just thought I'd check the sheet. Roll 20 on my page. Why not? Okay, just roll it.
I have a feeling that there wouldn't be any if there's like everyone's a robot.
Okay, so you rolled a 10. As far as you can see, there are no taverns.
Oh,
Damn it.
Henrik.
Oh dear. Looks
Damn
like
it.
someone's going sober.
It's okay, he's got his keg.
Oh!
He's got his keg, don't worry.
There's not got many pints left though. It's only got
How
like 12 pints left.
Like
He
you're-
drank too many in the bloody travel.
Dumb.
Like, you notice there are no taverns, you like immediately go, no! Like you just go to your keg and immediately thinking, wait, this temperature, this sun, the keg, evaporation! You check, everything's fine. your ale reserves are perfectly fine.
Just
Excellent.
depends how much he's got left.
Ah, no one. Okay. So, nexty.
Dom, question.
Yes.
You said that the balls are going around.
Yes.
Does it look like there would be some form of
Balls.
station where they would stop for people to get off?
So like you just like spend a while like looking at these balls like dashing around, jumping around, like all these different buildings, some going high, some going low, some going
I
mid,
want to get popping on one of those.
going
Let's
nuts.
fucking go!
You realise though that a lot of these balls are concentrating onto the main clock tower in the middle of this city.
How far away is the clock tower? Clock tower.
Well, about from where you're standing, it's about a good. Let me think. Yeah, it's about a good like 200 odd feet in front of you.
Ooh. I'm just gonna make a bit of a dash, a light dash for it.
Yeah, so you
You
just
guys gotta
like see the
on the light and
gnome,
ball.
like, dash towards like the clockwork tower.
Yeah.
No one
I
else
wanna- I
doing
wanna
anything.
see.
No.
I'm just getting a stop.
I'm gonna be looking for a tavern. Like, where's the tavern?
Like you're
in
like-
search of a faithful
Like you're just
tavern.
like walking up behind, just thinking tavern, 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 tavern,
Sniffing the air as you go.
taking in big whiffs,
Oh, yeah.
trying to clock on. There must be beer somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
like slightly
Yeah.
going nuts. Like you're all like slowly following behind, but Ericus doesn't get that far as he's like stopped by one of the rolling balls that just halts in front of him as he's running, as if to go like Ericus like runs into it Looney Tunes style, goes boom.
Ow! Ow!
The ball like unclogs itself, rolls itself back out, and as it clocks itself back out, the clockwork humanoid that it creates, his arm brandishes into a blade, and his other arm just suddenly like clocks in, and you just see like a circular buckle shield turn up on his other arm as he just takes a stance against you guys.
I'm gonna start walking forward like, Ericus, dude, look both ways before you cross, man.
So he takes a stance against you guys and just goes, "State your business within the City of Clockwork, or face the consequences."
I hand him the note.
Again.
So
You might as well have it staked to your
Put him on
head.
the note as well.
So you hand the note, he takes it by the hand that has the buckle on it, reads it, seems to take a moment to acknowledge it, sees the stamp again, gives you back the note, and the buckler and sword retract back into himself as he just stands there and just goes, "You are envoys from the King of Dagboulder. Allow me to welcome you to Orthron, the City of Clockwork. How may I be of service?"
Thank you, kind sir.
Who do we go to for that?
Yeah, as you can see, we've been sent by the King of Dagboulder. Who should we speak to in regards to what we've been sent for?
That is a good question. Apologies, folks. I'm just reciting my sheet that I made about the City of Clockwork because I planned this thing. It's like he just like he takes a moment, kind of like an Alexa, just to clock in your question. And as he does, he responds to you by saying, "With that quandary, this immediately requires the attention of Lord Lowstride. Would you care to follow me towards the clock tower?"
Of course. Take us there.
Does it involve walking?
I'm afraid it does.
God damn it!
Unfortunately, Venric, you cannot turn to a ball like these fine gentlemen.
I will tell you, however, that you will
Or a
not need
horse
to walk
like me.
far. like he says, you will not need to walk far. Once we reach the clock tower, there is a clockwork elevator.
What's an elevator?
Oh.
You will soon be you will soon learn. So he like extends one of his arms as if to go like, follow me, and starts like slowly rolling towards the clock tower.
I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna remember which one it is, just in case we see like 30,000 balls like converge, so we like end up losing.
In
them.
your
I
end
remember
up
exactly which one it
being
is. For God's sake.
30,000 balls. Oh yay. Okay, so you just like as you're like walking behind him, you just clock onto his design, and you notice like a strange like engraved insignia into the back of one of his pieces. It seems to form like a bee.
Okay. Does he transform into a Camaro?
Sadly, no. He just stays in humanoid form, but still rolls forward.
Damn son, I thought we were like having a Transformers mashup here.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
just do an
I'll
Ultron
follow
and it's
him.
like like come together. Oh no.
So, yeah, I'll follow the guy.
Was everyone else following?
Well, yeah.
I suppose so.
I'm still trying to look for a tavern while walking then.
Okay, that's cool. So you're all walking down. Venric, you're starting to really get worried as you're not seeing any taverns. It's starting to worry you.
Somehow,
Like,
I don't think they drink or eat or sleep.
Well, everyone else needs to drink, everyone else needs to eat, so there must be some sort of drinks nearby.
like as you've been walking towards the clock tower as well, you've noticed like different like tieflings and elves of all different shapes and sizes. Some of the elves and some of the tieflings have just looked at you out of curiosity, but not not like clocked on or tried to bother you. You're obviously going about your business. They're going about theirs. I
look pretty normal to them.
Sure, like they're not partial to seeing like gnomes or dwarves. They've seen plenty of them, so they know it's fine.
But you know what midget?
Oh yeah, they clock onto midgets.
Clocked on.
So you come onto the entrance of the clock tower as this ornate door opens up for the clockwork being that's letting you in, and as you go inside, it just seems to be like a very large foyer with a place on the ground. It has this strange like engraving on the ground made out of a mix of glass and other pieces of clockwork with a lever attached to it. He rolls he rolls onto that part and goes, "Would you stand with me, please?"
I suppose we move on to the thing then.
Stand next to him.
Yeah.
So you all stand with him, and Venric's just like suddenly forgetting the whole point of taverns. He just cooks onto the idea of thinking, "Where does the lever take us? Where's the lever take us? Where's the lever take us?"
Right, Dom, I need you to roll how cheesy the elevator music is.
Oh my god.
I will okay, post me. Find some cheesy elevator music and put it in for this specific section. So the clockwork sentinel pulls at the lever, and you're actually starting going up with a clockwork mechanism underneath you. Like you just have this music playing in the background as you're going up. It's like ba 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 ba, like something like just corny and cheesy like that. And you just seem to go all the way to the very top of this clock tower. And as you do, the ground like stops on what seems to be the top floor, forming the last section of the floor, as if you just filled in an odd bit of the square. And the sentinel just looks at you and just goes, "You may exit now, and stand still. Lord Lowstride will be with you shortly."
Thank you.
Alright.
Well, that was an experience.
Like some of you are amazed, and others are like,
Ooh.
"What?"
Yeah, cool. Do it again. Do it again.
So like everyone like walks off of a panel, and as you walk off of a panel, the panel just goes back down again from where it came. But before the hole just leaves like a gaping mask there, it just like clocks back up 2 panes of glass to fill it back up again. So none of you can accidentally fall down it, which is quite nice.
It fills it up so we can't go down it.
But well, fall down it. Because this is
Okay,
bearing in mind,
yeah.
you've gone up a
It's
tower
one
that's relatively tall.
Can I look over the side and see how tall we are?
Yeah, sure. Like you go to like one of the glass panels that looks outside, you see this gorgeous view of the city as the city just pans out around you. All these bits of clockwork, all these like clockwork balls, and all these like big and small cogs working together to create this vast machine of a city. And you see how vast this desert goes on for. You don't even clock on to any forests around the place. This just seems to be thick as thick desert.
Hey, look! I can see my house from up here.
Actually, how far can we see? How high up? We can see pretty far.
You're about 200 feet up.
Okay, so it's not that high.
You can see quite a bit of the city.
Oh, okay. I just meant like outwards from the city, like how far geographically.
Oh, you can pretty much see like the majority of the city. Like there's some buildings masking like what could be smaller buildings behind them, but you could get the main gist of what the city is all about and what it has where.
I just tease Venric a little bit. I'm like, "Hey, Venric, I think I see a tavern over there."
Where?
Because you guys are joking about, to the side, you just hear like here's to be a door opening as you have some steps just walk on into the room. And as those steps walk in, you see this figure in a thick, dark cloak with a collar that goes up past the back of its neck with some, like, awesome-looking designs on the back of it that keeps it standing up. And you see this individual with sharp, pointed ears, white golden hair, like whisked or waxed backwards. As he walks to the room, turns around and looks towards you all and says, "Ah, you must be the guests that have arrived."
Hello.
That would be us indeed.
I have no idea. I don't know if we are guests. Are we guests?
Ah, dwarven senses of humour. You must already be quite drunk.
But I'm a gnome.
How could you tell?
Ah, well, you see, being an elf comes with certain bonuses, shall we say. Oh, and don't worry about running out of beer, I've got you covered. I've had plenty of dwarves visit me, the king included.
The king?
Ah yes, the king of Dagboulder. I understand that you come from there.
Yeah, that's where we come from.
We do. All of us do.
I seem you look a bit puzzled as to how I know so much already.
The king told you.
Yeah, I'd like to know how.
So he
I think this guy's creepy.
So he walks a little bit to one side, puts his hand out. A very small, like glass pillar with clockwork inside of it comes up, and out of a hole off the top of it, pops out a small glass that he takes and just sips at.
Is it alcohol?
Tell you what, I'm gonna roll you an investigation check so you can find out whether it is or
I
not.
was gonna say, I want to know what that is as well.
It's absinthe.
Like,
Should I roll one as well? Or?
Yeah, roll one as well. Why not? Let's find out.
Ooh, 26.
Now I'm gonna give Ryan advantage because he knows his beer,
Yeah, but it could not be beer.
but he only gets a 9.
Piss.
Oh, damn it.
So you look at the drink and you're like, is that just water? God, this elf's pathetic. But Callista, you clock on a little bit more, and you notice this drink. You've like seen it in a couple of the taverns back in Dagboulder. It's like a very special blend, but only seems to be ordered by very up themselves elves.
Is it?
Or for women, or for people who've been bought it and given to women.
Of course,
Hint,
of course,
Callista, probably.
of course. He takes a sip of this, looks towards you all, and just goes, "Well, first allow me to introduce myself. I think that's only fitting. My name is Areo Lowstride. I am known as the Lord of the Kingdom, or I guess the City of Clockwork. Yes, I already know where you all came from. I'm afraid to tell you that one of the King's cohorts, you may remember him, the short, magical dwarven dude that seemed a little bit agitated. He's already sent me a message about your arrival."
Was that just wait? Isn't that the shock hammer?
No, he's.
Shock hammer guy, the one we didn't kill.
I thought it was the caretaker guy, Bearsworth.
Yeah, that's what.
I genuinely don't remember.
Well, Alfred's dead.
Well, we killed Robot Son. Daddy who killed himself. I think, yeah, Daddy killed himself. Then there was another one who's kind of a dick, but we're not allowed to hit him. I don't really
Anyway.
remember.
Yeah, this guy came along and told you our arrival.
Yeah. So one of the elder dudes basically told him everything about your arrival and to expect these 4 individuals and stuff, and they're there for reasons. Now, this is when he looks towards you and just goes, "Now, I'm guessing you just came here after reading the message of the king left you with no idea of why it is that you've actually been sent here."
We
That
never
is
have
correct.
any idea of what we're doing ever, so...
I must be drunk. I don't never remember.
I'm just standing in the back, like, yeah, just get me out of here.
Well, at least you're all honest. Allow me to inform you. You see, There is an artifact kept within these walls. An artifact that we keep under very tight ship to make sure that it doesn't end up in the wrong hands. I understand that you have come across an individual who seems to be under the lineage of the one known as D.
Unfortunately, yes.
Apparently.
So, you might want to know something. The artifact that we hold here is a book. A book we simply call the Tome of D. Inside of its pages houses every single plan that he housed, and every single magical concoction that he created himself. We keep it under the tight ship to make sure that anyone who puts their hands on it or dares read from its pages isn't either cursed or inspired to cause more horrible acts.
I want to read it.
Are we able to take this back to our king? Oh Lord, we can fulfill our quest, but I feel like this is not going to be that easy, is it?
This is when he swirls around his drink a little bit, and he says, "The book goes nowhere. The book stays in this city and stays secure in this city. The king knows this, and now you know this. But you will also know this. Anyone that asks me to read said book is stepping one step closer towards treason in me, and I will have none of it." You can definitely tell that he's getting a little bit angry by that question being put towards him.
Well, I can't read anyway, so I don't really care.
So why are we here exactly then?
Hang on, wait a second. If it right, you've got the book locked away. No one's allowed to read it ever. Why don't you just get rid of it? Destroy it entirely. I would have thought that would make more sense.
That is a fair question, Master Monk.
Can I just turn to Ericus that smart idea came out of your mouth?
Ow! Ow! I just suddenly develop a slight headache.
Oh no.
No's just bleeding very faintly.
Ah. So it was a very good question. And Lord Lowstride just looks towards you and goes, very good question. Yes, ever since we gained acquisition of the book, we did try to get rid of it. We've tried many means, magical, non-magical, using all the kinds of elements and even the toughest of magics that we could even muster as the elven race. We even tried combining our forces with some of the other races and the other cities that we had worked with during the Great War. Nothing. Anything, we broke more things when we tried to actually break the book itself. It seems to be protected by such strong magic that it's impregnable.
What?
What type of magic is this? Is this a form of unholy magic?
We have tried detecting it to the best of our abilities. It seems to be a magic we cannot even detect on this plane.
Quick question. With this city being the way that it is, mainly consisting of mechanical beings as such, I don't suppose this city may be in allegiance to some kind of religion, would it?
Another good question from you, Master Paladin. I'm afraid to tell you that because this city was created mostly by elves, the only lords that are really praised here are praised in secret, and more so within their dedicated churches within the city. The city itself does not align itself with any specific deity or anything along those lines. We just simply bask in our own creation and intelligence, shall I say.
Metal people.
What you might be saying is that it's not really been checked to see if it's perhaps a form of holy or unholy kind of magic then.
That's basically where he's hinting towards, yeah. Because there's no, deities at work here, they haven't been able to clock on as to whether it is holy, unholy, demonic, angelic, or celestial, or something.
Please forgive me if this offends you. I don't mean any distaste towards, your morals or anything. But with me and my deity alignment as such, may I perhaps inspect the tome and perhaps find out whether it is perhaps a holy or unholy magic that is bound to it?
Like as you're asking this question, he goes to swig the next bit of his drink, and as he does, he stops as you ask the question, stops drinking it, puts it back onto the pedestal that he originally got it from, looks over towards you, and says, "You realise, after all these years of us trying to identify, we have not had a paladin within our ranks, and the paladin order has even refused to come to the book, saying that it was blasphemic to even stare at its pages. If you are willing to do this for us, I would actually be very grateful."
I am on a personal quest to try and rid the world of evil. I would gladly do this for you.
That is brilliant. Tell you what, if you are all okay with it, I will have you taken to it where it's kept straight away.
One question, Lord, before we come to it. When we arrived, I found a strange aura. Somehow we were still kept under a very controlling heat, even in the sun. I didn't feel warm. This feeling was a very strange aura that came from this very city. How are we not sweltering in this heat of the desert?
Ah, very good question, Master Dwarf. Well, you see, with our high intellect and our fantastic magical abilities, when we built this city, we made it in such a way so the clockwork is intertwined with our own magic. You see, at first, in order to bring this city to life, we had to integrate our own magical essences into the cogs themselves in order to get things starting to work. Once the cogs had already started moving, the magic flowed by itself. Effectively, what you see is a fully functioning city running on its own magical essence, being created on purpose by itself, just by the motion of clockwork.
Pretty fancy stuff.
May I say, it is a remarkable work.
Ah, coming from a dwarf, that is very admirable. I've had many dwarfs stare at me and say, "How dare you make fun of the bloody gold, combining it with your pissy magic?" That's when you just take him back a little bit and realise, oh wait, he could do a pretty good dwarven accent.
He does have a good accent. However, I'm more interested in the ale. I'm known likely on gold and its solid form. I prefer the gold in liquid form. I'll kiss my ale and then take a mighty swig of it.
Fair play, Master Dwarf. Now, unless you have any more questions, I would love to take you to the chamber of where the book is kept.
Of course.
Of course.
Any questions from
I
anyone,
just
or are we
follow.
good? Okay. Cooley beans. So he opens up the passageway that he came through originally, guiding you guys through it. And in this causeway, there seems to be like a single hallway seems to keep going on. It doesn't seem to clock on to the actual size and scape of the tower. This might be magically enhanced by the city itself. But you see this corridor just seemingly going on forever. And to your left and right seem to be these chambers that hold all these different items. And as you go past them, you realise there are some staves in here, there's some helmets, maybe some pieces of armour, there's even like these mysterious quirky items as well as you walk on by. Not sure whether you guys want to roll investigation checks to see if anything hits out to you.
I mean,
Yeah.
well,
Go for it.
well,
Go for it. Don't do me an instantation check.
Was it investigation or?
Investigation, please.
Can I do one as well then?
Yep, everybody do one.
Oh, I
Okay.
cannot.
Everybody do a roll.
Do you mind, please, Dom?
Oh, I got 13.
So,
Also got 13.
just having a look. So we've got bloody Callista 13ing it, Erika's 13ing it, Ziskin 11ing it, and Fenric 14ing it. So, starting
We
off with
suck.
Ziskin, Ziskin, as you're walking past these like chambers with all the different items inside of it, you go past one chamber, you notice an amulet inside of it, and the amulet reminds you of something. You take a moment to like quickly clock on as to why this amulet just seems to resonate with you somehow. The amulet seems to be in the shape of your deity's holy symbol.
That's convenient.
I feel happy about that.
So you've noticed that. Callista, moving on to you. As you're walking by, you walk past one of the chambers. One of the chambers holds a rainbow-coloured snake that seems to be just slithering around a log in its own
Snake,
like,
you say?
in like its own habitat inside one of the chambers.
Can I investigate the snake?
You can do in just a moment.
Okay.
We have with Ericus, you're walking by, and as you're walking past a few things, you look into one of these chambers, and you see a shiny golden stick.
It's shiny, but I'm gonna leave it because it's not mine.
Fair enough.
It's just nice and shiny.
Fair
I
enough.
like shiny.
And last but not least, Venric, you're walking past a few things, and you notice that there just seems to be like a keg of something in one of the chambers. You're not sure what the keg is. It doesn't stand out that much, but you're just curious as to why there's just a random keg in one of these chambers.
It's a keg of acid.
So it's at this time that Aro just like turns around after clocking on that you guys have noticed a few things. Says, "I can't help but notice that you've been staring at these artifacts."
Of course, they're magnificent.
They're a bit
Shiny.
peculiar, may I say. A bit of a strange collection. May I ask what these are all for?
Yeah, by all means. What you see here is my own personal museum. A museum that holds oddities, artifacts, legendary equipment and armaments that have been lost over the years. You see, I'm a bit of a collector, and when I became Lord of the City of Clockwork, one of the things I started working on along with my magical energies and the power of the city itself was to create my own personal museum that I could stroll across and admire as much as I wished. And here it is. It is here where we house the book.
Whilst he was saying all that, I'm just staring at that amulet and just doing a quick little prayer.
Yeah, I'm just like all like anime moe eyes, just looking at this snake like, oh my god.
Can I be so bold in asking, my lord, your lordship, what is this keg? It seems a bit odd. It's just a random keg in this room. Seems a bit out of the ordinary.
Ah, yes. I see you would admire such a keg as you adorn one on your back. Yes. This keg right here needs to stay away from prying eyes. Even yourself, Master Dwarf. You see, inside of this keg so happens to be a creature such powerful magnitude that if it was let out of this keg, it would cause havoc across cityscapes and even the entire planet.
What creature dwells in a keg?
Well, you see, there was an old folklore that was brought forth to my attention when I was speaking, actually to the King of Dagboulder, now that I remember it. Well, you see, me and him grew up quite a while ago. We were but young lords and king back at the time. And as we were being educated, we were learned of this folklore, this tale of this great creature, amphibious in form, that was to travel across cities, drain it of its water sources, whether that be water, ale, drink of some kind, or maybe even some kind of liquid that is used to create power and energy. And this creature would devour all of it, leaving entire towns, villages, even entire cities without water, causing its people to drown and be starved. It's quite savage. But some of the elders of magic before the Great War were able to track down this beast, and thanks to some help of some hunters, were able to bring it to peace The beast was just seemingly far too powerful for any one person to kill. So the elders, in an act of sheer desperation, saw that an adventurer had brought a keg with them, as if to bring hearty renewal for a job well done. The elders channeled their energies together, locked this beast inside of this keg, and this keg has since become its prison.
I'm guessing it'd be unlikely that such a keg would be able to be opened, or just to, or what's the words? Forgive me, my lord. That tampering with such a keg would be formidable and just cause destruction on the world.
You are not wrong. However, it is known that the elders decided to put hardened magical lock into the keg. Simply breaking it is not an easy feat. If anyone wishes to do that, they must be a master of their magical arts. Even I am not a valuable.
Okay.
It
Like
is
an
good
anti-
to know.
Yeah. And as he's looking towards that, he gets his stance again and just says, "Now come along, my friends. It is time we get looking at this book."
Okay. Take me to the tome.
So you go a little bit further on, you see some more artifacts as you're going by, and then he stops at this one chamber. There seems to be a thick glass wall, but with like no cogs behind it or anything. He puts his hand onto it, and as he puts his hand onto it, the glass just seems to suddenly turn clear as you see all these intricate pieces of clockwork behind it, and a door opens up. He comes into the room and allows you guys to join him. As you see, put inside of this gigantic, what seems to be like this strong glass reinforced gold case, is a book chained down. The book itself is black, with like some very like hard scratched engravings onto it, with a big D on the spine.
Oh yeah.
I just
Not
I just
that
know,
D.
actually, no, then just got what's
Innuendo bingo.
Go ahead.
How close is everyone to this book?
So, like, he insists that you guys can go, like, as close to the book as you want. Just, but the lordship does come up and just say, "You may investigate the book to your leisure and take as much time as you need. I, however, must go back to the chambers of which I met you. I have some important work that he's dealing with. If you need anything, I'm very sure that my assistant can help you." And as he speaks of his assistant, you see a slightly smaller ball than what you've seen roll into the room. It clocks out. A being comes out of it, and the being that's out of it, seems to be a little bit older, and you can identify this by his gold doesn't gleam as bright as it would normally do. You even see like some of the cogs in its head, like a little bit brown, rusty-like. As he pops up towards you and just goes, "My name is designated as Jeeves. I will be your assistant in this case."
Well, at least if we need anything, we know we can ask Jeeves.
God damn it! I was thinking the same thing.
Hey.
So,
Right.
So Lord Lowstride leaves the room at this point, as the door's still wide open, but you are joined by Jeeves as he just calmly stands there, as you guys can investigate to your leisure.
Okay. Because obviously I know about curses and unholiness and stuff like that. I'm just going to suggest that everyone kind of stays back just in case of it might curse people that come near it.
I mean, this is on you. I don't like books anyway. They're kind of pointless to me. So, nope, I'm just gonna sit.
So it's not like you can read them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna sit down and tinker
Yeah.
with some of the stuff I have.
Right. So I personally, I'm gonna take a couple steps towards the tome.
I'm just gonna sit down and stroke my bun.
Can I investigate the book from a distance?
Yeah, sure. So, Ziskin, I want you and Venric to roll me Arcana checks. Ziskin, you have advantage because you're kind of like channeling your deity in order to see if it's holy or unholy.
Right.
I will
Roll for me,
roll
Dawn.
for you. Don't worry.
Thank
Then with crits.
Woo! Woo!
So you have advantage on that. So roll the second, and it's a 6 and a 10.
Brilliant.
So like you're channeling your divinity, and you're actually struggling a bit. You're not too sure whether you're.
I suppose Venric will probably just decide, yes, it's a book. It makes me feel a little bit uneasy, but it's a book.
Fair enough. But whilst you do that, Venric, you're like taking like a slight swig of like your flagon, and then as you do, you just suddenly stop as you just hear this noise in your head that you remember from back during the fight with Lord Shockjammer. As you just hear this cackle of laughter that seems to be emitting from this book in the similar voice that you heard during that fight.
Can I just like drop the tankard then in fear?
Yes. And like everyone
But
just clocks onto you, wondering.
Yeah,
What?
I'm like, Venric, what's wrong?
It's the same voice.
Which
The
voice?
same
What-
voice from the Shockjammer fight. It's coming from that book.
But I thought you killed him.
No, after
did.
Shockjammer, time froze. Time froze, and I heard a voice. It's coming from that book. I point towards that book. It's coming from that book. I hear the same voice.
Right.
And as
Okay.
that happens,
Books can't talk, I think.
I
As-
just tell everyone to get away, like, get further away from the book if they can.
like as that happens, Ziskin, suddenly, like as if your deity, like came into your body, your eyes clock onto the book, and it's like as if you see into the book for a moment, and you see this mysterious, like your eyes suddenly black out, and it's like as if in front of you, you don't see the book. What you see is like this dark plane and this figure standing in front of you, just like a dark humanoid-like figure, kind of like wearing some slight ornate robe around him that seems to stand out over his dark form.
Can I speak to him?
Try to.
Oh, I don't even say.
It is Keaton over. This time, this is just happening to Ziskin. None of you guys can see this.
Oh.
Right, so
So,
there's a
sorry.
guy stood there in a dark ornate robe.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, okay. I have no... oh, wow. I'm not too sure what to say about this, actually.
That's
So
okay.
I just kind of say to the guy, who are you?
And as you ask that, you just hear like this cackling laughter. And the more you hear this cackling laughter, you notice that you're slowly and slowly edging closer and closer towards this dark figure as this laughter gets louder and louder and louder, until all of a sudden, like, you stop and you seem to be in like enough space where it's like conversation space between each other,
Yeah.
and you see that his back starts to turn around to you. And as you're just about to catch a gleam of his eye, you suddenly snap out of it and you're back in the room.
and you're back in the room.
God damn it. Exactly what I was thinking.
So has everyone just seen me talking to myself and just go into a trance?
Basically, yes.
I just turn around to him and be like, right, that's some bad shit, guys. That is some
Oh,
bad
with
shit.
him.
I dropped my ale, so it had to be bad. I dropped my ale. I never dropped my ale. Can I now start licking up the floor? Like, ale, my precious ale.
Oh yeah, of course. Like you could now that you've clocked off of that whole scary moment, you're just like, oh no! Like going down there trying to scoop it, trying to lick it, like doing what you can to savor it.
Do I recognize whose laughter that would have been? Well, that would have been Shockjammers, like Venric heard.
It wasn't Shockjammer's voice. There was something different about it. It was more sinister, more deep.
So the one I killed wasn't even his final form.
Well, you don't even clock onto it as Shockjammer's voice at all.
Okay. So I just say to Venric, Venric, you say you heard Shockjammer laughing, yes?
It was after Shockjammer fight, I said, Ziskin. After the...
After his fight, you heard that same laughter.
Correct. It was when time froze. It wasn't Shockjammer's voice. It was that same laughter from that book.
I just heard the exact same thing, I think. Was it really deep? Sounded really sinister.
Correct,
Almost
yes.
bone-chilling.
Yes. That's what made me drop my ale. That's why I'm trying to lick it up from the floor.
Like you're saying all this while you say all this while you're kneeling on the floor, like in mid-lick.
I assume Jeeves is listening to all this, yeah?
Oh yeah, Jeeves is like clocking onto all of this. It's like as if he's like hastily like scribing notes for his master.
I just say to Jeeves, go report the solo stride.
I will do this immediately, sir. He turns around, goes towards the door, and as he does, the door closes in front of him.
Well, that can't be good.
I'm afraid I'm unable to leave the chamber. The chamber seems to be closed.
Right.
Why?
Hey, Ray. Callista, your mic.
Hello.
Ouch.
Sorry. It's when it's muted for so long. Sorry.
Right.
I was just about to ask, can we investigate the door?
You can indeed.
Define investigate.
Does everyone want to investigate the door, or look at the door, or do things with the door, or...
No, I want to look at the book. I want to focus on the book.
You do not want to focus on the book.
No, I want to make sure nothing's coming out of that book.
Well, I want to investigate the door.
I've got that covered. Don't worry about that.
Okay, tell you what. Callista, roll me for the door. Do that first.
Oh, 13.
13.
Again.
So that door's pretty freaking shut. Like, you can clock on that it's shut because you realise that the clockwork inside of the door has faded again. As if that's the sign of, okay, you're stuck in here.
Plus I have eyes, so I can see the door's closed.
That too. That too.
Right.
With that done, Ziskin, Venric, I want you both to roll me an insight check on the book.
Do it for me, Dom.
And you can do this as well, Ericus, if you want to do it. It's up to you.
I would rather focus on the door, because that's kind of the only thing in this room that's interesting.
I'm just going to slouch up against it.
Because
Like
I'm
it's-
closer,
Like,
should
like
I get
you go, like you go up to the door and you just like start poking it with your stick, so going like, yep, that's a shut door.
Investigation?
Yeah, go for it.
Should I get advantage because I'm closer, or...?
No, you don't.
The door is a door, and it's also shut.
Yeah.
Was that a
rolled
yes or a
4.
no from you, Dom?
There is no advantage to be had here.
Okay. I got a 15 anyway.
So I will roll for Venric. It's a 9.
Damn it.
So Venric's looking at the book, and the book just seems okay. It's chained down quite heartily, so you're quite satisfied with the book's going nowhere.
Excellent.
But Ziskin, you look at this book a little bit closer. Like you haven't stepped any closer, but you're just having a little bit of a finer look to it. And you're noticing that one of like the cuts on the outside of the book is glowing slightly.
Right. I'm gonna walk even closer to the book.
Okay, like you take
Ziskin, what are you doing? Ziskin, stop! Don't get too close to it. I don't like the feel of that book. It feels not right.
Don't worry, I have the power of my god on my side.
Again, just be careful.
Okay, like you take a few steps towards the book, and as you do, all of a sudden you just hear like a snap as you see like one of the scratches on the book open up like a crevice. As you see like this slight red light burst out of it.
Can I want to see if I can pirate tech something. Can I repurpose one of my spells due to its name.
Well, tell me the idea, and we'll see what we can do with it.
I want to cast Bless on the book.
Did it sneeze?
Oh shit. Tell
I
you
want to
what.
walk up to the book, touch it, and cast Bless.
You know what? Try it. Roll me a check for it using your spell attack bonus on the D20 roll.
Target on the screen.
Oh, that's very good. Rolling a 22. So you think to yourself, okay, you need to see if this will work. You go against the Lord's orders and put your hand onto the casing and like channel your divinity, and as if you're like mumbling to yourself like an enchantment, as your hand starts to glow on top of a book, and the book suddenly just starts shaking. The rest of the party members can now just hear like the clacking of chains from inside of the case.
I'm gonna get Valstruck ready just to be on the off chance that something goes pear-shaped. So I'm gonna just get it ready just to be prepared, Dom. Like, keep it close to me, but like flat surfaced. So I'm not having it drawn towards the book, kind of like having the blade facing away from the book, so it's not aimed towards it.
Sure. How is Callisto and Ericus doing anything after they hear the chain noises?
Then
Bun Mochi, go.
So like Susan like pops out as well, as if to like stand at the ready. Ziskin, you're channeling this, and you have your eyes closed while you're mumbling, and then all of a sudden your eyes snap open, and as they do, like all the like the shifting and moving of the book stops, and that light that was emitting from it completely fades. It was like as if whatever was happening just stopped in its tracks.
So I can definitely guarantee that this is some serious unholy magic.
Pretty much. Like you take your hand back, and as you do, you'll notice that like from your hand you just see like this slight cloud of like dark energy just like emit from it, as if you've just gotten rid of something.
Okay. Guys, someone try the door.
I'll try it.
already. It's shut.
Ask Jeeves.
But if you could open the door, it would be open.
I just mean, like, if it was potentially this unholy magic that was preventing it from opening, then maybe something can be done to, you know, reopen it.
Like destroy it.
Jeeves, can you open a door for us?
Can we destroy it? Like
I'm afraid I do not
Ericus
have
said?
access to open this door. This door can only ever be opened by my lordship.
Right.
Wait.
This may or may not work. I probably shouldn't leave this room, but someone or all of you just teleport again
Hold on a second.
and see if you can teleport to the big front of the city.
Yeah, but hold on. Did Jeeves just say the only person that can control this door is the Lord?
Yes.
So could the Lord be in on us doing something to the book?
You are unsure this time.
Oh, okay.
I'd say teleport out if you can.
Can we? Surely there'll be magic stopping us to do that, though.
I mean, might as well.
Oh, you don't
I mean,
know
you
yet.
might as well do it. You might as well try.
Can I roll an Arcana check for it,
Yeah,
or okay?
See if there's any like enchantments of this room.
Oh,
that keep stopping you
12.
from doing stuff. As far as you can tell, there doesn't seem to be any enchantments in this room in general that stops magic from being used or blocks magic from traveling out. But there is a specific concentration around the book, more so to keep the book in where it is.
Right. Okay. I guess it's Ericus' turn then to try something.
Okay. Door is shut.
Yep.
I would like to punch the door.
Roll me an attack on the door.
Right. Where are my dice rolls? It would be strength. Actually, no, I'm attacking unarmed.
Yeah, unarmed strike against the door.
Okay, so that's just my strength modifier. I think I'm proficient in it. I'm. Let me check. Am I proficient in unarmed? So that's my strength and proficiency bonus onto that.
Yes.
So that's 1d20 plus strength modifier plus proficiency. Well, there goes my wrists.
And the critical fail. So like you size up against the door and you're like, bing! Like you're just hopping on the spot, going ow, 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 like blowing your hand.
Shaking my hand like ow. Susan, blow it up.
Like Susan just like touches it, and like as Susan touches it, you just feel like a warm sensation over your hand as the pain just seems to dull down, and like
I meant the door, not my hand. The door, not my hand, Suze. Come on. Blow it
I
up.
apologize. Susan like just touches the door as if to like try and analyze what it can and cannot do. Looks back towards you all and just goes, "This door is very heavily enchanted. I cannot break past it."
Well, there goes my idea.
Like I say, guys, if anything, I'd say try and teleport again to see if you can get to the front of the city.
Okay, I get my book out and teleport. Blah blah blah. What is it again?
Teleport or Orthron.
Teleport or front.
Nothing happens.
Oh, shit.
Oh, worth a try.
At least we got some beer to like.
No. I hug my cake. No, you leave my beer alone. My beer.
Can I intimidate you to get some out of it?
No, my beer.
It is
All my beer.
So it is at this moment that you guys are a little bit stuck and puzzled as to what's happening and how the heck you're going to get out of this situation. All of a sudden, from below you, you start feeling shakes, as if something is creeping up the tower. And suddenly, to one side of you, you see like the glass shatter and burst from underneath you, as you see like these like strange dark brown arms claw its way up from below, and it seems to be a mechanical golem that's thick brown, somewhat kind of black, that is staring at you as it climbs out of a hole, as well as two others following in suit. And these dark golems are now staring at you with what seems to be a very aggressive look and stance with them.
We're trying to get out here. We don't mean no harm. We're just trying to get out. Please let us out.
Is there anything like more distinct, like some kind of marking on them?
You
On
have a
the golem.
look. You notice for some of the clockwork pieces that are even just jarring at this point. Like there's only very few that seem to be working properly, but most of the clockwork seems to be very jarring and jitty at times. You notice that within like the brown and black gears for the houses, parts of like the gears are missing. Part of the metalworks are like chipped and falling off. You notice like engravings that have like been dusted off, as if they've been scratched off.
Huh. So they look kind of ancient.
Yes, and this is when
And they're run by gears.
this is when
And they're
Jeeves.
golem.
This is when
I knew
Jeeves.
he was gonna go down that.
This is when Jeeves rolls out in order to have a look at them closer, and just goes, "Be warned. These are beings that we have not seen in quite some time."
What do you mean, not quite some time, Jeeves? Are they yours or are they not yours?
When the city was first built, it was used using gears of a different element to that of gold. It was impure, and thus with the sheer amount of magical energy became rusted and very quickly. We buried these gears as fast as we could, as they became quickly inferior. However, we realised after building the city anew with that of golden gears, that these gears seemed to become sentient, as if the old magic, along with the magic of the city itself, had given them new life. We refer to these as ancient gear golems.
Fucking knew it!
It's time to do.
Oh god.
And as he says that, like, you just see the golems, like, as if, like, their eyepieces just, like, suddenly, like, glow red. They seem to, like, lock on to your positions. Like, go to step down, as if to spread their weight across. And as they do, their arms burst out with, like, twin swords between them all. And they are ready for war. And we're gonna roll for initiative on the next episode of D6.
God damn it, I want to blow up some golems. And the door, and the book. I want to laser everything.
Well, you're going to have to hold on for next time. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, either on YouTube form or via the live streams, if you have been here to clock on. I hope you have enjoyed your time, and if you have, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below with what you have enjoyed, or even what you haven't enjoyed. Give us the criticism that we need to improve. As well as all of that,
Like
be sure...
dumbass.
Oh, yeah, there too. If you want to keep
And
following
don't
more of
forget
the
to
show...
count how many times the word clock on was used.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, god
So,
damn it.
if you want to clock on to more of the show, be sure to subscribe, like it, and all that fun stuff, and follow here, there, and everywhere on the live streams. Even follow the social media channels so that you know what's happening next with the series and all that fun stuff. Now, before we end things properly, I think it's only fair that I bring up something, and it's a little thing I like to call, which you may have clocked on from earlier on, innuendo bingo. So, this is a thing I'm going to be incorporating into my live streams, and it's something I've realised, whether it's me or whether it's these crazy bastards, we seem to bring up a lot of innuendo jokes. So in the comments below, comments below, I would like for you to count how many times we have brought up a possible innuendo, and if you can score up to 10 points on any individual live stream that is archived on YouTube, then I will reply to that message, and I will basically ask you to ask me anything. This can be a very important question, this could be a video idea, and this could be anything you can think of. As long as it's not a dare or something that I'm just genuinely not going to do.
And I will give you an invincible cookie with imaginary sprinkles.
So keep an eye on that and play along with innuendo bingo, see how well you do. But with all that said, it is time to end, and I am very thankful to obviously the team here and everyone else at D6 for sort with us, for there will be in other groups and other scenarios in the future. And so to start off our goodbyes, it's goodbye from Craig.
Bye. Everything is gonna blow up.
It is
All
goodbye
the time.
from Ryan.
Tick tock, the clock is up. It's time to end the show. Tick tock, how many times was the word clockwork used?
Too many.
And innuendo.
Clocked into that one.
I love it. It's also goodbye from Kerry.
I'm gonna play my Metafist deck and fuck up this ancient golem.
Or be a real bitch.
Yeah.
And it's also goodbye from Nathan.
So after touching that unholy book, I'm gonna go take a nice little bath. I feel a bit dirty now, so
Holy water. Holy water in shit.
Lovely.
touching that dirty. It's like 50 Shades of Grey.
I kept it actually good.
And of course, with all of that said, just a goodbye from me, your humble DM, Dom the Exploder Curls. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and all that fun stuff wherever you may be and whenever you're watching this. Thank you for watching D6. Keep rolling those dice, and we'll be seeing you guys next time. Goodbye!
All the best,
Bye.
guys!